Our two cents.
With Oscar.
Welcome back. Welcome if you are new to our 2 cents. Our 2 cents on all social media. Our 2 cents, WOscar.com. Again, our 2 cents on all social media. Thank you for all your support. Please hit the subscribe button. It's free to you. It means the world to me. Leave a comment for the algorithm. It helps keep me motivated. Come on, keep me motivated. I keep telling everybody every week, leave a comment, but nobody does. Maybe the problem is we need better video. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is we need better thumbnails. Maybe that's also the problem. Or maybe the problem is we need to get better. And for that, only time tells. And for that reason, we celebrate here today, happy National Stephen Foster Memorial Day. I know you don't give a shit where it started, so I'm just going to tell you how many days we celebrate today. We celebrate many days, many celebrations today. Also, National Rubber Ducky Day. That's a good one. National Peach Melba Day. I'm culture. I don't even know what that is. I don't even think that's culture. National Sticker Day. Who doesn't love a great sticker? Who doesn't? Oh, wait. Unless you're a loser, you don't enjoy having stickers in your car. Well, guess what? I am a loser. I don't enjoy stickers in my car. Thank you very much. Happy National Korean American Day. Nothing better than being American from an American in another. No. Nothing better than being from another country in America. The opportunities are endless to everybody, as well as we talk about in the conversation with my friend today. Happy National Blame Someone Else Day. Please tell me this is not a day and you will not partake on this celebration of blaming somebody else for your shortcomings. Because let me tell you, don't be a loser. Be a winner. Winners don't lie. Winners accept their shortcomings. I accept all my falls. I have many falls, plenty. One day, those falls are going to be gone. And that day, we're going to look back and be like, wow, you were a dumbass back then. Just like I sit back now and I think of my old days. Wow, you were an idiot. But for now, we've gotten out of that level. We're better today. We're making things happen. We have a better future ahead of ourselves, I should say, because when I was an idiot, I had no future whatsoever. So don't be like I used to be an idiot and try to find somebody else to blame for your shortcomings. No. Let's not celebrate this day because we are better than that. If you fucked up, well, guess what? Own it. People will love it. That's what they say. Well, we'll find out whether it's true or not. Anyways, happy National Day to you. Buzz Sprout. Thank you for all your support. We are here. We are here to tell you that Buzzsprout is and will always be a great way to start your own podcast. Whether you're looking for a new marketing channel or have a message you want to share with the world, or I don't know, you probably just think it would be a great way or a fun way to reach to have your own talk. I can't even know what I'm saying. Podcasting is easy and inexpensive. This is how easy it is. I forget what I'm saying. And fun. It's a fun way to expand your reach online. That's for sure. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Your show can be listed online in all major podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many, many, many more. Within minutes of finishing your recording. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, and the team of Buzzsprout is passionate about helping you succeed. Join over hundreds of thousands of podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. Let's create something together. Following the link in the show notes lets Buzzsprout know that I sent you. Get you a $20 credit. It's a great way to get started. I would have been happy if I would have gotten a $20 credit. I would have been excited to get started, but it wasn't for me, and now it is for you. I bring it to you. I give it to you. Just like I bring this next conversation with a friend that over a year ago, definitely over a year plus ago, decided to embark on a journey to Egypt. Find out what it was all about out there. He comes back home due to unfortunate events. Um, let's just say he'll explain it a little more in detail in the conversation. He came back home from living in Egypt for a whole year. Comes back, lets us know what he's noticed about our situation here at the on the west side of the land of the Americas instead of on the African side in Egypt. He said he realizes that things have changed quite a few, especially fearing people. He tells us about it, and he shares a little bit of how he earned his way through Egypt, which is a little exciting. I would have thought that but this is just me being dumb, just thinking that there's no nightlife anywhere else other than the States. Maybe I'm wrong for that, but that's why I'm here. That's what I'm here to do, to learn about other countries and other continents' lifestyles and what they do out there, which is pretty interesting. And also, he shares plans. His plans on living in that part of the world, or at least having a place to come to, take a vacation or relax or whatever. That seems like that's something that's attainable if you know what you're doing in the area. But I won't bore you with the details. I bring to you my friend Anthony Powers, a healer, humanitarian activist, musician, filmmaker, poet, catalyst, and a host at Togetherness TV. Without further ado, I bring to you my friend Anthony Powers.
How's that?
That's good. That's good. Perfect. Perfect. Well, first of all, Mr. Anthony, welcome back to the States. You got
Thank you,
it.
brother.
It's so good that you came back in a full piece, man. Good job. Good job hanging out over there. I followed you after our conversation. I don't even know how long our conversation was, but I followed you for like at least religiously for about maybe a good 2 months or so. And then my algorithm took me away from you, and then it all got lost, and you came back around. And I was like, oh, crap, he's still out there. And then you posted another one announcing that you were coming back to the States, and I was like, oh, I'm going to see if he wants to talk again. And
Yeah, man.
thank you.
I'm happy to be back with you, brother.
I appreciate that, man. So tell me, how was it? What was the trip over, or it was just a decision that you wanted to change where you were at?
Multiple things. It was starting to become time, and then also close to the end of my trip, my mother was diagnosed with terminal stage 4 cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she has cancer of the lungs, spine, lymph nodes, brains, colon, and stomach.
Wow.
Um, yeah, so like I was starting to feel like it was time to come back,
Of
and
course.
that was gave complete confirmation.
Right, right. When the bell rings, it's time to go.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, it's good that you came back. At least being there for your mother, especially in this hard time that she's going through, and hopefully she comes out on the other side, better than what she's going through right now. Hopefully.
regardless what happens, like one thing that sustains me through it all is like I under like what I teach about life and death,
Of
what I
course.
teach about how energy is never destroyed, it only transcends. So when you go through your own hard times, you have to put into practice the teachings and the faith that you claim that you believe in and that you know that you believe in. You have to apply those to your life through your own trials. So
Of
yeah.
course. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all everything we're doing. It's all trial and error, and all we could keep doing is just keep going and accept what life has in our path, what it offers us. What the outcome is. Yeah, because it's like we're here right now. We're like you and I are fine right now, but tomorrow we could get a bad news. Hey, this is what you got now, and
And what I always tell my friends is you can't be a hero without trials.
of course, yeah, exactly. That hey, you know what? You're not wrong there because it took me a long time to realize that. Because see, before I started assigning myself goals and figuring out what I wanted to do with my existence in this planet, other than just existing. Which if that's you, if you feel comfortable just existing and you don't want to have goals, but you're happy with your life where you're at, then that's fine. You do you. That's perfect. But everybody has different goals, different things they want to attain in their life, right? But before I realized that I needed to set goals for my future, all I was doing was waiting for something good to happen to me, a better position to happen to me. I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't even trying to be a better employee anywhere. I was just, I've been here this long, and because of that, I deserve to get paid, compensated,
Yeah.
so and so. But in reality, it doesn't work that way. Um, it's like you said, we have to grab life and and run with it. We can't just sit there and wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's important to purpose having a sense of purpose means so much to personal growth.
right.
Um, and once you have, and then especially if you're the more selfless your purpose is, the more that you'll receive from it.
Huh. Maybe I'm going about about things the wrong way because I'm pretty much being super selfish with my goals. Because the way the goals I've set myself and I've tried to learn to set goals is because I want to set the example for my kids. All right. At the end of the day, that's all I'm really trying to do. Set the example for them so that they can see that even though I really messed up a certain part of my life where I should have been learning to set goals, but instead I was just digging around, just doing whatever, just living life, living my best life, I should say. Yeah, so that they can learn that even though you messed up at a certain point in your life, you can turn it around no matter at what point you are.
Yeah. Well, one thing is like, and also being forgiving with yourself for the
Of course.
for those time periods.
Right.
Like I say, there are always lessons in the lashes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so even like during and also you can't give directions from a place that you've never been.
Right, of course. That's
So
not wrong there because if I don't have experience in there, how can I speak about it a experience?
like, you can like be a guide to other people who have who have gone through those things. That's like one reason why a lot of people don't really identify with like with Superman as much as they do with like another like because he has doesn't have enough flaws.
He's too perfect, man.
So people really can't identify with him. But like they're like heroes who have more flaws, things like more vulnerabilities, like those are the ones that people tend to identify with even more because they say like despite everything that they're going on, despite the danger that they put themselves in, despite that the hate that they may get from the general population,
Right.
the fact that they're despite the fact that they're under misunderstood, they still do the right thing regardless.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a long process. It's not easy, but it's attainable with the proper mindset. I believe it is. Um, like I, I I I think anything we set out to do, no matter what position you're in, you can attain it. And I was talking to somebody on another episode, and I brought up that I like the fact of capitalism because I'm myself. I'm an immigrant. I came to this country when I was 11, so I have a different perspective than most people do, right? So I like the part of capitalism where you can attain you can be a millionaire. It's not easy. No, no, no. By no means in any way, shape, or form is it gonna be easy. But it's something that the in a society that we live in, it's very attainable. And yeah, go on.
No, no, I was just saying like that is one thing that's it's the current division like between the haves and have-nots is like unfortunately expanded. That's one thing since I came back. Like first of all, like since I've come back, I've seen that LA is like in other parts of America since I come back. It seems like there's more of a spirit of desperation, more a spirit of fear than when I left, and also the mental health, the general mental health of people in this country has declined some within the past couple years since I've been gone.
Right.
That's one thing I've truly noticed,
That's just
and
a year.
that's because also the climate of fear that's been pushed
Right.
over over the past couple of years. You know, like I have so many quotes about fear. One I made up myself is fear and faith can't exist in the same space at the same time. The
Mhm.
Bible says God has not given us the spirit of fear. Frank
Mm.
Herbert Dune. Have you ever seen read the book or seen the movie Dune? My favorite quote from there is "Fear is the mind killer." You know,
Wow.
so like and another quote I love is "Doubt is the devil."
Okay. Okay. That
Once
might I can
like
see why.
once people like give into that spirit of fear, it lowers our vibration, and it also lowers our motivation because we stop believing in what is possible.
Exactly. You know what? I You're telling me this right now, and this couple of words that you just mentioned right now, they could have not came at a better time. I have something. I'll tell you after we're done, but I won't say it for the podcast. I have another thing that I'm gonna go do right now, but I'm really dragging my feet because I'm so scared to do it. But this is what you're saying. It's like it's making me feel like, all right, maybe this is a sign that you should just, don't be scared, go do it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, as I tell people, instead of coming from things from a spirit of fear, come to it from a spirit of gratitude already. One thing my grandmother used to do is she would like because she'd sometimes give away all the food we have in the house to people who were needy, and then she'd walk around the house just for thanking God for whatever she needed to come in the house, and then eventually it'll come. And gratitude magnetizes the thing. I tell people if I called you right now, it's like, hey, bro, I know you're having a hard time. I'm gonna send you $5,000. Here's the tracking number. And you're gonna be like, oh man, I don't even have to give you the tracking number. You're gonna be like, oh man, thank you. You appreciate it, and like, but we don't do the same thing when we pray and meditate and try to manifest things. We have more faith in UPS, FedEx, USPS than we do for our higher power or whatever higher power that we believe in.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's important to once we set these goals to also set the gratitude at the same time as we set the goals for whatever you're about to do next. Before you even start what you're going to do, uh, thank yourself, thank your ancestors, thank the Most High, thank the universe for the success of the project, and then go in once you go into it with that spirit of gratitude, with that spirit of love, that spirit of thanksgiving, that'll not only energize you to do what you need to do, it'll energize you to do it at a higher level. And the energy that you're doing it with, that'll resonate throughout your project.
Yeah. You know what? In my experience, I'm very like okay. I'm very hesitant. The side of the religious side, I
Mhm.
do believe in a higher power. I just don't think it's the higher power we've been taught.
Yeah, which call it that, like that part is like I'm yeah, like I understand. I'm not going to get into all of that part, but even on a scientific level, even on a scientific level, when you raise uh, when things have a higher vibration, like when you have like a like attracts like, so when you have that higher vibration, you attract things that are higher vibrational.
Mhm.
So once you come like, and when you come into things with a higher vibration of gratitude and of love and thanksgiving, then that's what you attract more things to be grateful for.
Of course.
Like like in that like in that vein. So like depending like which call it, like I tell people, like when people ask me what's my religion, I say me and God don't have a name for a relationship. You know what I
That's a
mean? Like
great way to say it, man. There's no
yeah,
better way.
yeah,
Yeah, but where I was going with when I started talking about that I don't believe the what we've been taught is it's what God is because there was a period in my life where it was pretty bad.
mm,
I it was as bad as I ate out of a trash can, that bad. Okay,
yeah,
I walked to a mountain that I used to hike to, and I sat over there for like a good 30 minutes, and I was just sick and tired of my situation that I had gotten myself into. And I sat there and not even praying, just just saying it out there like, fuck, I need help. I can't be doing this no more. Please, I'll do whatever you want, just I need help.
yeah,
All right. So after I did that, I felt better after I asked for that, and I left. Mind you, this is I was literally on my knees crying and asking for a better situation. And mind you, a couple of weeks later, I came across one of my uncles that hadn't seen in years, and
mm,
he came across me. He was like, "Hey man, what's up? What's your situation? I heard that that you're going through this and that." He told me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going through this. This happened to me. This is what I did, and this is why I'm in this situation that I'm in now." And he was like, "Well, if you want, come to my house. You can stay in my house, and I'll
mm,
get you a job, get you back on your feet, and then all you can do, if you choose to fuck it up again or get better at it."
yeah,
And what I was amazed, it was like at the time I didn't realize it when it was happening. Years later, when I sit down and I stop and think about it, god damn, you sat there and you asked with faith. And
mm-hmm,
I'm not saying I was believing in God or I don't know what I was believing in at the moment. I just had faith that I needed to ask for something, and eventually something did happen. So
yeah,
and now I stop and think about it, I'm like, there has to be something to prayer and to just asking something, either God, the universe, or whatever. Because
yeah,
I've had experience where, not experience, but people that I've known that they tell me stories and they say that they prayed and things have happened to them. So there has to be something to a spiritual thing that we have that's going on here, and I feel like most people are just focused on the Bible, and it just throws them all off on whatever they have to be focused on.
even from a scientific point of view, like prayer and meditation, they've done brain scans, and different parts of your brain will light up. And I explain to people, the body has cellular water memory. It's what's called cellular water memory. Water will hold memory. There's a Japanese quantum physicist named Dr. Emoto who did experiments on water. You might have seen these where he like did words like "I love you" and "you're beautiful," and they repeated those to them and froze them, looked at them with an electron microscope, and they made these beautiful patterns. He
Right,
did the same thing with words like "you're ugly," "I hate you," and "you're stupid." Froze them, looked at them with an electron microscope, and made these ugly, chaotic patterns. That's
right.
so important because your body is almost 70% water.
Wow, that
So
is
like
amazing.
everything we say to ourselves, our thoughts and our words, our body will literally hold that in our memory. Each cell will hold that in our memory. And if you think about like the amount of energy that the body has, the amount of electricity produced in the human body is comparable with an atomic bomb.
Wow.
Now, yeah, the amount of electricity that's produced in each human body. So like if you so you think about that energy that we already have, and then the fact that every single cell of our body has a memory. So like so when we like our words and our thoughts are so essential when we understand our own individual power as creators and our ability to tap into creation. Um,
Right.
like um, so that's why no matter what you believe in, make sure you believe in yourself, make sure you believe in your future.
Definitely. Yeah, no, no. And as you say that, I I think and I realize that yeah, it's there has to be a belief in yourself in order to be able to do something. But even though if you believe, but if you don't have faith, it's gonna contradict itself, and nothing's gonna
That's why I
happen.
said fear can't exist in the same space at the same time. You got
Exactly.
you like that fear aspect of it has to be removed because that's one of the main like fear is what allows fear is one thing that makes you lose control of yourself and gives the control to others.
Yeah, because you give
Call it
in.
like yeah, that's what like governments will use it, religions will use toxic relationships, all of those things use fear as a means to control.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
like and then when you and like and then when and like I said, that spirit of fear, you release the control of your own destiny when you move through that spirit of fear, which
Mm,
call it like it shuts down, it'll literally shut down aspects of your mind, like it can shut down aspects of your body even. um so and we want to be as optimized as possible in all things.
right, of course. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Having optimization in our lives can't be scattered all over the place, man. Yeah, I think most of us are really good at scattering our life the way we shouldn't. Just because it's sometimes it can be uncomfortable to put yourself in a situation where you have to have faith in yourself and believe in yourself.
Yeah.
It might be uncomfortable, but obviously, like you said, cannot.
For you as an entrepreneur, I say this for entrepreneurs and I say this for artists. Vulnerability vulnerability is one of the greatest abilities you can have.
Sounds good. Really good. Yeah.
Yeah, because like you have to be willing to look like a fool. You have to be willing to fail. Like if you're not willing to fail, like if you're not willing to look like a fool, then you can't then you won't do anything. Which call it like look at Kobe Bryant. Like his first playoff series against the Jazz, like in the last game, he shot airball after airball, like airball after airball. Like, but he was willing, but he was willing to take those shots. And then later
Yeah.
on in his career, he was able to make those shots. In martial arts, if you take a martial, like if you like most martial arts classes, one of the first things they'll teach you, especially in ones that or in wrestling, or any of the ones that do grappling, they teach you how to properly fall.
Right, 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 right. Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Depends where you're at. Jiu-jitsu or wrestling, either go to your back or go to your stomach.
what I'm saying, what like if you get thrown, they teach you how to fall properly.
Exactly,
There,
exactly.
what you call it there's something about you, but you can't be like, man, I've fallen, and I've gotten back up, and I've fallen, and I've got back up, and I've embarrassed myself countless times. But you have to have, but you have to have that willingness to do those things.
Right.
Like so many people are afraid of public appearance. They're afraid of how people are going to perceive them, so that they never fully achieve or activate their highest destiny or activate what they're supposed to do in their life because they're so worried about maintaining their current position that they're unwilling to reach for their higher position.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's it's a it's a thing about faith, like we're talking about. You have to have that faith in yourself, otherwise, I mean, it's pointless because without faith, you're not even going to want to try it. You're going to be scared of whatever goal you want to attain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Like when it was like the COVID thing out here, so many
oh
people
right.
got so caught up in the fear. of that. Like even when I was out here, I did like even before I left, I didn't really care about it. And then I went out there. Like it was funny when I was in Luxor,
Mhm.
like during the height of the COVID, like in Luxor, which is like a city by the Nile, it's a city of ancient Thebes, like one out of three ancient sites in the entire planet in the city. The water fountains, like there's pockets, and they have public cups that people will fill up their cup, drink with it, and then just rinse it out and leave it there.
What?
And everybody, people were like, and the public was just going there, just drinking out of those cups, like
Yeah,
like nothing
wow.
the entire time during COVID. And it's funny, like in Africa, less than 6% of the general population were fully vaccinated, and they had the lowest amount of COVID deaths of any continent in the world.
That see, that's another thing that I'm very interested in, because not for myself, not just not to publicize what I think in it,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna say this. I find it weird. All right. Did you have to get the jab for you in order for you to come back?
I refused to get it.
Okay. I can see where you stand. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't I it didn't come across, and if it came across, I would have pushed it as much as I could. Even for my wife, my kids, I would have pushed it, and we did. But my dad and my sister, yeah, one of them, they both got it, but
Yeah.
they've been sick 3 times already.
Yeah, like everybody, like what you call it, like there's man, like so many people, like the blood clots, so many people I know who got it, who had like diabetes, got it, and like they died with it. Like I knew so many people with mysterious deaths who
Mm.
got the jab within, like even my mom who has this like all these cancers all over her body, like she got the like multiple jabs. And like
Mm.
I'm not gonna go on to an entire
Of course.
entire diatribe here. Like I've done so much research like beforehand and afterhand that made me very suspicious and outright angry at the people pushing all of this stuff. But we'll save that we'll save that for
Yeah,
another podcast.
that's
I,
another
I,
subject.
call it because I don't want you getting them taking your shit down. Like which call it like and that's the crazy thing. It's like anybody who spoke out against it, they would like flag and they were like threatening to ban people's accounts, like all like YouTube's and Instagram and like Facebook. All of those people were like, I had never seen
Tell
censorship
me.
on the level of censorship that I seen it. Uh, but like in my entire life for anything except for people talking against the vaccination.
Well, check this out. I'm gonna say this. Back in February, I want to say 2020. I had barely started, mind you. Maybe I had maybe 3 subscribers, maybe, mind you, right? I'm at a big 50. I'm 49 now, so that's pretty exciting. But YouTube, I had a conversation with another gentleman, Huey Media. He does news on his Instagram and all that. Um, I had a conversation with him specifically about that. Everything we talked about, it was it was seen as misinformation, which today a lot of that stuff is like, oh well, hey, this is what could have happened if this and that. Now we know. But
Yeah,
how come back then you were just trying to shut it down because it was important for the agenda that they wanted to push on the public.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
interesting. Anyways, moving on.
Oh, yeah, I, I got banned a lot back then. Like when I was talking about stuff, like a lot of my, yeah, they almost like some of my accounts almost got shut down from. I was trying to spread some truth,
Right.
but like,
E-
yeah, but like, yeah, like the agenda. But the interesting thing is that is the secularness of like of how secular history is. Like you think about like in the 1920s when people started coming together after World War I, and like jazz music, and then a lot of people had been fighting, like who had been fighting together. It was one of the first times like a lot of ethnic groups started partying together and coming together, like, and then they try to shut it down by cutting off the sale of alcohol. So they cut
ah,
out they cut out an aspect of
prohibition.
social interaction to hope it would like stop people from socially interacting. 100 years later, they shut down all social interaction uh, with by like making people stay home. So like it's
Right.
funny just the way that history repeats itself, and that when because people were starting to come together at a whole nother on a whole nother level, like more than I had ever seen. Like, and they just shut. They say, okay, you guys are, everybody's getting too close. Everybody's too happy. Shut it down. Push a fear agenda, and like a fearful populace is easier to control.
Yeah, yeah. Give them something to be scared about, and they'll come. Hey, Daddy, help us! Come on, we're in trouble here. You know,
Yeah.
I think I talked about it in my previous episode. There's a I forgot. I think it was Kennedy or the other actor. Jesus Christ, I forgot his name. The president. I think it was in the '70s, somewhere back then. One of the presidents said that how quickly every single one of our nations would unite if there was an outside threat outside of our planet. Like something is heading for us, or something's coming that wants to go to war with the planet or wants the resources. How quickly would we unite? And because we don't have that, that's why we're at each other's throats, and it makes it easier for them to just keep pointing the finger. Hey, they got what you want. They got what you want. It's not us. When in reality, it's like it goes back to, like I said early. The part that I like about capitalism is that I'm able to attain those riches if I really work my butt off. Because like I said, it's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight. It might take you 10, 20 years, but it's possible.
What you call it? My biggest problems with capitalism
Uh-huh.
are, but these are aspects that are pushed forward through capitalism, but not capitalism itself.
Hmm.
Is materialism,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
waste,
Well, plenty of that. And there's more
waste,
than that.
call it waste and greed. For instance, like I grew up in Fresno, California, and Fresno, California is the number one producer of agriculture on the entire planet,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
The number one producer of food in the entire planet is Fresno, California. But
Right.
40% of the children in that city don't have enough food to eat.
How is that possible? Right.
That possible? Like America wastes about 40% of the food that we produced.
Speaking of this, I've seen plenty of videos online of people complaining about I'm just gonna pick one, Dunkin' Donuts, for example. They rather throw hundreds of donuts away instead of just feed people. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's kind. And then I think about it. But really, what are they putting in those donuts? What are they made of? So is it good that those people didn't eat all that processed food?
But it's not even just them. Like there's so much produce.
Right,
There's
fruits,
there
chicken,
is so much produce just because it doesn't look like the way that the grocery stores want it, that just gets thrown away.
toss it.
It never even makes it to the store that they could give to that could be given to hungry families. Like so,
Right.
and then and the thing is that the government will pay them, will subsidize them throwing all this food away.
Mm.
Like so we're so as taxpayers we're basically paying to keep people hungry.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. But I don't think they're necessarily doing it to keep everybody hungry. I think they're doing it to prevent people from taking advantage of the free food that they would give away. But that comes back into them making more money.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is this food is like like the stuff that's the high quality, the stuff that looks perfect. That's the stuff that's getting sold anyway. But the stuff that doesn't look perfect, is just being thrown away. It's still completely healthy. It's still good. Like it wouldn't mess with their margin because their high quality stuff is already getting sold. That's always going to have that's always going to have a customer.
Right. You know what? Now that you say that, I remember seeing an ad for a company that does that. It's called Imperfect Foods.
Yeah,
Anything.
yeah, that's one company who does, they sell stuff at a discounted rate. That's one
Yeah.
of the ones. But
Yeah.
there are literally like millions of tons of produce that
Right.
are just thrown away across. And even if we don't want to hear, we call it. If you don't want to give it here, ship it someplace else where people are hungry. Even though there's enough hungry people in America, like you said, like you went through a time period, like you said, where you were eating out of the trash. You you would have loved some imperfect produce
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
at your home.
Yeah. Good times though. I mean, I put myself in that situation, so
Yeah.
I
And,
call it.
and we'll put ourselves into situations, but like I say, always say today's test is tomorrow's testimony.
Exactly. Now I got a story that I can make funny, right? I hate try.
Well, not even that. It was probably it's a story that will give other people hope.
Right, right,
Like
right,
which call it which call it like 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 for somebody who's going through that situation, for somebody who's struggling, for somebody who's made mistakes, uh you could your story shows them, hey man, there's you like even just because you messed up, just because you're in a messed up situation, like like weeping may endure for the night, but joy is gonna come in the morning.
mm-hmm.
It's like it's like a this too shall pass. It's one thing for somebody who's always had something to tell you, you change your life. You know what I mean? But like for somebody who's actually changed their life and come out of it, that holds more impact because it's weighted by truth. It's weighted
Right,
by experience.
right, definitely, yes,
So
that
first of all,
clearly.
before anything else, first of all, I'm proud of you
Thank you.
for I'm proud of you for not only um, overcoming that situation, but also proud of you for sharing that situation.
Right, thank you, thank you. No, I mean, at the time, I didn't even really see it that way. I was just laugh. I ate a donut of that, but
Oftentimes when you're in the midst of the war, sometimes the only thing you see are the bullets.
yeah, yeah,
But but you can reflect on the battles after you've already passed through them.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's one thing that people need to start doing is start reflecting. And there's an old gospel song that like they used to sing in my grandmother's church. Don't wait till the battle's over, shout now.
Okay, okay. Don't wait till
Yeah,
the battle's over. Shout now. Okay.
yeah. So like in the midst, like one thing is like oftentimes people wait to the end of the battle till they get through the situations to start rejoicing. One thing that people need to start doing is even in the midst of their battles, even in the midst of their trials, rejoice during that moment.
Yeah.
Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice during the hard times, rejoice during the hardships. Like I've been in crazy situations, and people are like, how are you so how are you upbeat? Like which call that despite this, like I always tell people, I don't care about man's plans, like I care about God's plan. So like I'll
Right.
just keep on I just keep on pushing. And then and like that attitude is would really help a lot of people right now. Like I tell people, like one thing I do every day that's essential for me every day. I sing at least once a day, I dance at least once a day, and I laugh at least once a day.
You
If
know.
you if you do those three things, you could get through anything, no matter what the world brings at you. You can get through anything if you do those three things at least once a day.
You know what? Now you mentioned that. I went for a long time. All I would listen to it was just podcasts, just information, news, listen to a book or something like that. Right. I I had steered away from music for a long time, but recently I've gone back to music. And now that you say that, I'm thinking, and I am like, you feel a lot happier when you listen to music too. Because if you're just listening to bullshit talk or news like scaremongering that we've been going through, right? Then it just puts you in a whole different state of mind.
Well, like when I was speaking earlier about the cellular water memory, there is it's been proven that certain vibrational music can actually help with the ADD, can clear your energy, can remove toxins from your system, to activate stem cells. There's like even it's called the ionic scale. Uh, 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 like if it's been proven that you can actually make cancer cells blow up in 9.5 minutes with
Wow.
with a proper ionic scale, like which call it like there's a company I used to work with before I left called Bioharmonic Technologies. They have this vibrational sound bed that you could lay on that can increase your bone density, like increase
What?
stem cells. I had broke like a few years ago, probably about 5 6 years ago now. I broke my fibula, tore my ATFL, fractured my talus, and I was
Ouch.
in a boot for like about a year. I gained over 80 pounds. They told me I would never dance again. They told me I need an ankle replacement. I got on sound therapy, and the 80 pounds just dropped off of me. And I'm dancing and moving around now like I was back when I was like 18. Like
Wow. That's
yeah,
amazing.
like sound therapy, like the ancient like it's sound therapy has been used all around the world from the ancient Egyptians, like the Aboriginals, like Harvard Medicine has done multiple John Hopkins University. All of them have done so many studies on sound therapy and on the powers of it. But it's one thing that's not pushed or spoken about as much is because first of all, the money's in the treatment and not the cure,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also and the pharmaceutical companies want to feed people their poisons like so.
Well, this is what I was gonna say earlier when we were talking about the jab. Like for the longest, nobody trusted those pharmaceutical companies, and out of nowhere, they earned everybody's trust. Like how?
Oh, they paid off media and politicians.
News. I don't know if you've seen all those news reports that side by side, same wording every single one of them.
Exact same copy, which call it. Well, that's well. You think about it, like the way that they got pharmaceutical companies really came into power in the first place is back in the 30s, 20s and 30s. They they started paying off all of the medical schools and gave them mass endowments to switch over from herbal medicine to chemical medicine to petroleum based medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And they changed up the entire curriculums based on these medicines, and they paid off all of these medical schools all over the country to change their curriculums, so that so that they can make profits through pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, yeah.
And then and then you have the political ties between it all. For instance, the Eli Lilly Corporation. One of the largest stockholders in the corporation was Dan Quayle's grandfather, which is how he became vice president. The first George Bush president was on the board for the company, and then and if you put that between the drug trade, like which call it is like the number one exporters of chemicals to Colombia, then you meet cocaine is the Eli Lilly Corporation. You like, and then you have Herbert Bush, who was the first George Bush's father, was importing opium in from China. And then like you see when we went to Afghanistan, one of the big reasons Afghanistan after like I was just talking to my friend about this earlier. The first year we were over there, the heroin production in Afghanistan increased by over 700%. The first year America went over there, and that's why the opioid crisis got so huge because America was protecting the there are American soldiers over there just protecting the poppy fields. So their
Yes.
entire job was to protect the poppy fields. So that's why the opioid crisis went so crazy because they were protecting the poppy field. The politicians were tied in with the corporations, and it was a big money grab. And then they created and then like they created an entire addicted populace here and abroad.
Right. Yeah. I think all of us need to learn some type of discipline too. I mean, it because I hear what you're saying, everything, but at the end of the day, it has to be in ourselves to not depend on those politicians that there's no other way to say it, but we've been depending on them.
But the thing is that um, some of us are. It's not even. It's part of it's discipline,
Right.
but part of it is people just don't really know who to trust.
That's
Like
also true.
when the politicians, the media, your doctors are all giving you the same information. Like
Yeah.
then you're like that okay well like the people are like okay well maybe I'm wrong, you know what I mean, like so. And that's the thing is that I always tell people like the best way to truly understand any situation is to follow the money.
Yeah.
Follow the money. Like all right, so who is really benefiting from this? Like for instance, like even simple things like the crack cocaine epidemic, which call it, you know, one of the companies that like benefited the most from crack cocaine,
Well, who was it? Tell me.
Arm and Hammer baking soda.
Ziploc too, though.
No, but check it out. Back in the days, like people were maybe like how many, like you're a family man, how many boxes of baking soda do you grab a year for your family?
Maybe one, maybe.
Yeah, maybe one or two,
Right.
but but people were buying during the crack epidemic. People were buying cases of it
Because
because
you.
that's like it was like that's the main ingredient in it. Like exactly. So like so after that, they had the money for the washing powder. They had the money for the toothpaste. They had the money to put out the deodorant. Like they released all these new product lines because they had went from each family maybe buying, I'll say, like, I'll be generous, maybe buying 4 boxes a year per family, to like entire like to entire drug organizations and gangs buying cases of them every week.
I bet you it wasn't even cases. I bet you it was truckloads of it.
Exactly.
That's interesting. I never even thought about that. I was just being a smartass when I said it in Ziploc too, because the Ziploc baggies. Like,
Yeah,
who are you making those little baggies for? I guess
yeah, yeah,
earrings, right?
yeah. Everything we call it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you earlier, but we went in a whole different direction. About food. Tell me
Oh,
about.
sorry. Speaking, I like to make a joke. I was like,
Go
when
ahead.
I was a kid, the Instagram was your connect.
There you go.
Instagram was your connect when I was a kid.
Yeah. How old are you?
46.
46. You're older than me. No, Instagram wasn't there when you were a kid. What are you
Oh,
talking
I
about?
said, Instagram was the person you called for your weed bag.
Oh my God, that went over. That went over my head. I'm sorry for ruining your joke. I apologize. Yeah, I was saying that we jumped all over the place and we ended up. I was going to ask you about food.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, tell me about the food over there and your favorite food, and what do you miss the most out of fruits from over there that you don't get here?
Okay. Fruits. So one of my there are a lot of foods like, so like like the classic stews there are called tagines. There's like a class, like it's like the tagines is like the name for like classic stews, and you will
Okay.
usually get like a fish tagines.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
like one of the most interesting things I found like within the past 6 7 months I was there, and I even like introduced like some of my Egyptian friends visiting me from Cairo, and they're like, oh my god, I'd never had this. There's a thing, like there's a street food called harakat.
Okay.
Harakat. I gotta say it. You gotta go harakat. You gotta put that that
Ha,
sound
ha.
when you say it. But like it's so it's like a phyllo dough. It's like a phyllo dough, like that they put down and down, and they'll put like cheese and vegetables and whatever kind of meat you want on it, and then they stick it in the oven, and then they roll it up. They roll it up and eat it like a sandwich.
What?
So good. Like
Wow.
so good.
Okay.
The fresh sugarcane juice I really miss. They have really good mangoes and over there, like in fresh sugarcane juice. Pomegranates over there are like ridiculous. Um, the second year I lived there, I lived by the Red Sea, which is like just amazing seafood
Oh.
over by the Red Sea.
Is that where you were at when I talked to you last time?
I may have been in Luxor
Yeah, you
when
were
we
Luxor. Yeah, that's right.
I met in Luxor because like my first year there, I lived. So like the two cities I lived in were completely different.
Okay.
Luxor was very traditional city. Like I said, 1 out of 3 ancient sites in the entire planet are there. The men and the women dance separately from each other at weddings. Uh, I was living right where the story of Moses, like right part of the Nile where the story of Moses, where he apparently went down the bassinet.
What
That's
is
where I was living.
what is that like? What type of energy do you feel when you've heard all these stories throughout your life, but now you're in the place of this story? What does that feel like?
Amazing, bro. Like which call it like I used to wake up every day and look out my window and see a 3,500-year-old temple right across the water from me.
That's got to
Like
be amazing.
yeah, and I got so much access to things. And I'm think I'm gonna be doing a couple of tours this year when I take people there to some exclusive stuff. Like
Amazing.
yeah, like so like Eric, like I got to go to so many like, and then I was blessed to see so many things that normal tourists don't get to see. Like I got to explore this restricted area by the Sphinx because it's too dangerous for the general population because these huge holes, some of them drop down like 50 feet, like 100 feet that you could just fall in and get maim yourself and die. Like, and there's these holes and stuff that you could just like get injured with. So like they let me explore that area by myself. I got to go like
Wow.
yeah, like I like some of the guardians of some of the temples were like I'd go there and the guardians of the temples will like move stuff off of the like move stuff off the ground and like take me through the areas that are completely off limits because they're not really like safe for the general population. I got to be part of digs. I like I got to be
Wow.
part of like a dig for there was Amenhotep the third is the father of Akhenaten and the King Tut of grandfather of King Tut.
Okay.
So like while I was there, they discovered his city, like over 3,000 year old city,
Oh
like they
my
had like complete with
god.
butcher shops and bakeries and mummified fish that are like this big, like about this big mummified fish and like
What?
skeletons. Like yeah, like it was yeah, like and that's not going to be open to the public for more than 5 years. So I got to be
Wow.
part of like so like that was my first year. My first year was pretty much doing a lot of history and then like seeing other areas that seeing other areas that are spoken about like in mystical texts like the Ibral tablets like that
Okay.
like and things that like some things that they just cannot explain at all that I got to be part of. And then the second year I moved by the Red Sea. So the like the red like
Okay.
so by the Red Sea it's a lot more modern. It's like an international playground.
Okay.
So like there's like people from like all over the world will come there to party to get away from cold places. They'll go there and kite
Hmm.
surfing and
Okay.
kite surfing and scuba diving and like and I when and I was doing I was running nightclubs out there. So I ran
Oh
two nightclubs all over
wow.
the Red Sea, and then it's actually that part of Egypt has a huge Latino population. Interestingly enough,
What?
yeah, yeah, because
They
so
made
like
it over there?
bro, like they would all come party with me. So like there was like so they bring in a bunch of Cubans to sing and play instruments for the hotels and for the tourists. A bunch of Brazilians to dance, Colombians to play instruments and to dance, Argentinians to dance, and a few Mexicans, not as many, but like and then some people from Eastern Europe, like Russians and from Slovakia, and they'll bring them in to dance too and the
It's
DJ.
that's just
And
a cultural pool right there. Amazing.
yeah, so like I used to like so like I used to throw like I used to throw like the craziest parties in all of like all of the Egyptians, a lot of the Europeans, but all of the Latino population down in the area, they'd come and party with me
That's
because
amazing.
I threw it after I started throwing them, everybody started copying, all the other clubs started copying. I was throwing the first Latin theme nights, so like which call it like with
Right.
salsa dance parties and like I had a Brazilian night, people doing capoeira and people samba dancers and
Right.
Brazilian chef
What
and
what was your experience of the locals in that place?
in which
In
in
at
the
the
Red
Red
Sea.
Sea, yeah.
Red Sea. So the locals in the Red Sea are a lot more international in thinking.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
people wear what they want to more so there. And like there's actually a little city like so like I lived my first year. I lived between Hurghada, which is a Egyptian city, like Red Sea city, and then there is like in El Guna, which is a private city owned by this Egyptian billionaire, the richest man in Egypt. Like you have to have permission to get in the city. They don't even have police there. They have their own private security force, and that one is just like all like the richest Egyptians and a bunch of people from Europe live in that city, and like that's where Bill Gates and the Kardashians party when they go to Egypt. They go to
Okay.
that city.
Yeah, you know, I don't have any plans, but hopefully in the near future, not in the near future, but wherever future comes, it doesn't matter near or future, whenever. I it would be something interesting to see. But I see a lot of videos online of how they try to scam you. Does that really is that really that bad out there?
But you know, just call it like but you know, like desperate people will scam you and try
Of
to scam you
course,
anywhere.
of course, yeah, yeah.
But it's like the funny thing is like the way that people try to scam you there, uh, in like especially in like Luxor, like is it's different. Like some people will make something seem like it's an invitation to do something for you for free, and then after that try to charge you for it.
That's what I hear a lot of. I mean, I see a lot of videos about
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
like that. So like that's probably like one of the biggest scams, like we call it, or like, and there's also like a thing called like a tourist price and Egyptian price.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard that they
But
held your bags too.
everywhere, like we call it. I remember like I've gone to like Mexico and cussed people out in Spanish because like for trying to charge me like American prices
What the hell?
but I cussed them out in Spanish and they give me the real price. So you know like it's kind of like this. It's
Of
kind of like the
course,
same thing. Like you know like people will try to tax you.
they're trying to make their living too. I
But
mean,
still, the prices over there in general, like everything right now for like when I went there, the Egyptian pound was 15 Egyptian pounds per dollar. Now it's 24 Egyptian pounds per dollar.
wow, they're
So
doing
like right
good.
now, it's the perfect time to go over there, buy land, do everything else. Like you could like take a Uber, like you could take like an hour long Uber ride for less than $10.
Could you own land as a foreigner out there?
Yes, you can.
Oh
If
wow.
you buy land, you could get like a permanent residency.
Wow, that's interesting. You know, I've been thinking about where's this life gonna have me end up at, and
And it's so cheap right now, bro. Like so cheap. Like for instance, just like because of the current conversion rate. Let me tell you, like my last spot I stayed at, I had a one bedroom apartment on the Red Sea. All of the windows in my house, I had a sea view. I had a
nice.
balcony. I was paying $300 a month.
That is sweet. That is sweet with a view too, right? That
Yeah.
is sweet.
Like you're speaking about food earlier. All right, so the traditional Egyptian breakfast is like food, which is like fava beans,
Okay.
falafels, and a couple of things. So like I can get like a thing about this big of falafels, thing about that big of beans, like a salad, and maybe like some cheese and tomatoes,
Mm.
like all for $1 for breakfast.
Wow. That's a good. You could with the amount of money that the average person makes here in the states,
Yeah.
they could live a good life out there.
So if you could go out there, you could live quite comfortably on $1,000 a month out there. If you're making $20,000 a year out there, you're probably making more than about 60% of the population.
Wow. And therefore you are that's how you are in the one percenter, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like so, like when I went out there the first year, I didn't work. The second year, I was working Egyptian wages, like, and I hadn't had a regular job in like over 20 something years because I'm an artist.
Right.
Like, so like, but I humbled myself and was working Egyptian, like, so I can increase my level of global empathy.
Yeah.
So
Get the
I said,
full experience.
yeah, to get the full experience. But if I ever go back there, I'm working like getting like remote money from America, and then just like living out there like just spending it like that. Like I'm seriously like 20,000 a year out there, bro, and you're like basically like, all right. So let me put it like this:
You're eating
for a
like a
thousand
doctor.
for $1,000, $1,200, $1,000, you can have like a 4 or 5 bedroom house with a pool.
Wow, that is amazing. That's amazingly cheap compared to. Well, I mean, for us, sounds really cheap, but I'm pretty sure for the people out there, it sounds a little more harder to attain than.
Yeah, because people don't make that, especially like the way, like I said, like the money conversion has like shifted in the American dollar's favor, and
Right,
like one of the reasons like it's been hard for the people out there because it's a very tourism driven country,
right.
and when they had the Egyptian Revolution, tourism stopped. It started coming back again. Then COVID hit, and people started traveling. And they have a lot of people from Ukraine and Russia who come over, and then they stopped coming after the Ukrainian Russian conflict. So it's been really hard on, especially on the tourism driven people out there that are
Mm.
based on tourism. But yeah, like right now, you could get a house about a 2 bedroom house with a little yard about a block from the Nile for $100,000.
That's amazing. That's amazing. An amazing price that over here we're probably never gonna see again. Yeah. One last thing. I've been seeing an article about that they found Osiris tomb. Is that real or is that
What you call it? Honestly, I haven't heard about them finding us like a SARS tomb. True name is Asar, by the way. I like to go by the true name. Like for instance, like Osiris is like the name is the Greek. Even the word Egypt is a Greek word.
oh,
It,
okay.
it, that comes from the Greek word Ija, which means land of, and then Ptah, who is a major deity in the Memphis region. Like the ancient name for Egypt is Kemet. That's where the words chemistry and alchemy come from.
Mm, wow.
And none of the Egyptians, people in Egypt, they only call it Egypt to foreigners.
What?
Yeah.
What do they call it? What do they call it
So
between them?
even like the bank is, they call it Masr. Masr Omadonia means mother of the world. So and even like the national bank is called the Bank of Masr. So like and then and they say, like, you Egyptian, like Masori, like Masri is like, that means like Egyptian.
Oh, that's interesting. See, you got to talk to them on a personal level because you were there for a long time. So yeah, I can see why they
Yeah,
were comfortable.
like yeah, like like people come and speak to me in Arabic, like they say I look like upper Egyptian is South Egypt, and the further south you go, the more African people look in Egypt.
Okay.
Like it's but yeah, it's really interesting. The diversity of like because of all like you figure like thousands of years of different people coming in and mixing the diversity of how people look in Egypt. It goes all the way from people who are like pitch black to people who are blonde. You know what I mean? So like the diversity because of all the different invasions and colonizations and depending what part is like it's really interesting.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Yeah, yeah, but
And like and the thing is, if you went there, like people would just assume that you were an Egyptian if you went.
uh, you know what I've gotten when I let my hair grow out? I've been asked, "Are you Tongan?" And I'm like, no, because I there was a conversation I had with a gentleman, and he was like, "What part of the island you're from?" And I couldn't understand what he was asking because I've never been asked that, and I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Are you Samoan or Tongan?" And I was like, "No, I'm Salvadorian." He's all like, "Well, you look like it," because I was a little wider because
Yeah. Oh my God, I was picking up what you call it. That was one of the first good meals I had when I got back, and I've had it a few times since I've been back with some good pupusas. Oh my God,
oh
I
yeah.
had I had what you call it was some pupusas with some boiled yuca. Woo! I
Oh
like
my god, with fried yuca, that's oh man, that changes the
I
game.
like I like the yuca frita, but like I prefer the boiled. Like it's just healthier. Like I do the boiled and then put and then uh throw on the repollo on top of the yuca and
Oh
woo.
my god, you know how? Oh, you know what you're talking about. I didn't know. I was waiting for you to mention that repollo. Good job. You got it. You know what you're talking about.
Man.
That's amazing. So you said you have plans for having a tourist thing to go back
Yeah.
and forth. So do you plan on living over there again or?
Um, Not full time again, but
Okay,
I think I'll definitely like it's definitely a place that has a place in my heart now.
amazing.
Um,
Of
so
course.
like I'll definitely be going like back there like a few times a year. May just with like I may even just get a spot over there and maybe Airbnb it when I'm not there, or just when I have friends who are visiting, let them just stay on my spot while I'm over there. But yeah, I made so many relationships that inshallah, like that will hopefully, God willing, will last a lifetime. But I've definitely made experiences and memories over there. And there are even some places that because the last year I was there, I was working. There's other places that I still didn't get to visit yet. Like there's so much to see. I didn't go to Mount Sinai while I was there. Like Mount Sinai, like that's in Egypt.
Oh,
And there's like
is that in there too? I didn't
yeah,
even. I thought now that you mention it, in my head that place it was just in the Bible. I
yeah,
didn't. I didn't. I didn't think it was real. Now I have seen a lot of the places where they say the body of Jesus what was Jesus was buried. I have seen stuff like that, but I didn't know about the mountain where he went and prayed it was real.
but yeah, well that one's the Moses Mountain. Mount Sinai is the Moses Mountain.
Oh, I'm confusing. Yeah. Okay, then I'm sorry. I'm confusing them. I was
Yeah, yeah.
thinking the one where he prayed the last night.
Yeah, yeah. But like, there's so much about there's so much out there. And even like some of the oldest depictions of Jesus and Mary in the entire world are actually in Egypt as well.
But it has a different name. Is it Yahweh or what is it?
So, it depends. The Coptic Christianity is older than Roman Catholicism by over 300 years.
Okay,
So,
I'm also aware of
so
that.
the so the yeah. So like Christianity was in Egypt before Catholicism. So
What?
yeah, so some of the oldest depictions. But it's also in Islam. In Islam, they call Jesus Isa.
Oh,
So
huh.
and interesting enough, like in Islam, when in the end of the world, they say Jesus is coming back too, which is one thing that people don't talk about in Islam. Islam said that Jesus is coming back.
Oh, I thought that was just a Catholic thing.
That was just Christians, but the Muslims say that too. In Islam, they say Jesus is coming back.
That's
In Islam,
interesting. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure there is a reasonable analogy behind that.
they're all Abrahamic religions.
Mm.
like they're all like so like all of like the Christian, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are all considered Abrahamic religions.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, okay. Okay.
so like they all like, for instance, like
Same.
the stories from the Old Testament, like that are in the Torah, those are basically versions of those stories are in the Bible and in the Quran. So like all like they're all combined. And the funny thing though is that interestingly enough is that people a lot of people there don't know about the ancient Egyptian history as much, like
Yeah.
because it's very except for people who are in tourism, and even them, they're taught like a watered down version of some stuff. But like it's because it's such a religious country. Like a lot of the stuff is the Islam education is pushed a lot more than the ancient Egyptian education. But I taught so many people there about ancient Kemet, like even like fun facts, like no, people didn't know there that like like for instance cannabis literally means cane of Anubis.
What? Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? You told me this last time, and I was spewing that information out to everybody I was talking to. I
You're
was.
like, guess what?
this
Guess
is
what I just found out?
this is from the gods. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Well, my friend Anthony, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for sharing
I
this with
appreciate
me, your
that,
experience.
brother. Happy New Year once again.
I didn't even
Bless
say Happy New Year. Happy New Year, my friend. I'm sorry.
and congratulations and congratulations. I'm proud of you for continually to uh, to fulfill your passion and at the same time doing a service for the general population at the same time. um, we need voices like yours, we need
Thank
voices
you.
like some of the other people you have on, and you bring hope, education, and entertainment uh, to lots of people, and I love you for it.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate your words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, all I'm doing is I'm just trying to follow a path where hopefully in the future put myself in a better situation. That's all I'm doing. And I like hearing stories like yours, what your experience, what you know. I like learning from everybody because I feel like everybody has something to that everybody has something that we can all learn from them.
Yeah, there's an old Chinese saying: a wise man learns more from a fool than a fool learns from a wise man.
I can see it. No, man. Hey, it's exactly what I've been telling my kids. Learn from my mistakes. I'll tell you the mistakes I made, but learn from them. I'm not telling you the stories of the stupid things I did because I want you to go do them and be cool. No, I'm telling you them so you don't go make those same mistakes.
Yeah,
And that's a good saying. I don't, but yeah, like I said, my friend Anthony, I really appreciate you and your kind words. Happy New Year, and I hope all gets better for your mother and your situation. Keep hustling, man. Hey, you're bringing a lot of information that most people are probably gonna read in like 5 more years, right?
so yeah. Oh my, call it. Hey, and then when we start doing the tours, I'll let you know. Like maybe like what you call it. We'll bring out some of your viewers. You come out like we're gonna like what I want to do is like the way I want to organize it is 7 to 10 days at minimum 3 cities. I have access to all kinds of things like private meditations inside of the Sphinx. There's a secret room in the Sphinx between the leg of the Sphinx.
What?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah. So like some stuff that other people just don't have access to. Like everything. Like we'll probably started out on a huge beach party on the Red Sea. Get all the partying out of the way. And then from there go hit up all these ancient sites. Sleep on the Nile
Right.
River. Go to a farm to table restaurant in Luxor where like everything that they cook is like the farmers grew themselves. Like
Wow.
milk cheese from their own cows, and you know what I mean, like all of
Nothing,
that.
nothing processed, right? Everything just out of the ground from there. That
Yeah,
would
yeah,
be an amazing experience, and I think that the way you experience it, I think is the right way to go about it because the way you experienced it, you got the full experience. You got to live with the locals, you got to socialize with the locals, and you got to work with the locals, which
yeah,
is what gave you, I think, it gives you a better perspective because you get to know how people are at work. Because,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Probably, yeah. yeah, like it gives you like then like I said like and like I said the beautiful thing is like my international like I met so many cool people from just all over the world.
Right, right.
People who are visiting there, people like I said, a lot of expatriates from different parts of the world who came to work there, and then like and like it just like reconfirmed how small the world is, how similar the world are, and then also the beauty in our differences.
Right, right, exactly. I think a lot of the people that are of a certain type of judgment towards others n- need to see the everybody else is exactly the same, just in a different part of the world.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
like
course.
in the end, everybody wants a better life for themselves, a better life for their family,
Hmm.
like and like and that's what drives and that's what's driving all of us. Like no matter no matter where you go in the world, mothers love their kids. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And everybody wants the same thing for their family. They want
Yeah,
to be happiness and health. That's
yeah,
all everybody wants. And hopefully, within time we learn. Hopefully, we're not living in a period where we have to go through what everybody from like the 1900s went in those early years. Because there was a period of probably 80 years where it was all disasters from World War One to Spanish flu to Vietnam to all those wars that caused a lot of havoc and a lot of death. Hopefully, we're not in that situation now, and all we can do is hope and keep our positive energy because it's gonna keep
that's
us going.
that's one of the good things about the internet, even besides travel, is that it's making the world smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's make like people are have access to people from a completely different part of the planet, and and instead of making uninformed opinions, you can like talk to somebody in a different part of the world. What do you truly feel about this? Or watch the video. What do you truly feel about this? So
Mm-hmm.
now like now more so than ever, ignorance is a choice.
Yeah, yeah. You choose to not know. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it's the only way to see it. Ignorance is just your choice, because the information everybody has it in their pocket. At least in this side of the world, everybody has it in their pocket.
pretty much everywhere in the world. Like everywhere I've been, like man, there's smartphones in Nigeria, there's smartphones in Senegal, there's smartphones in Egypt. Some people still have the little
The flip
ones
phones.
that aren't smartphones, but most people have access. Most people around the world I've seen have some kind of access now, which
Yeah.
is but like unfortunately there's a lot of misinformation out there, but like the true information is out there if people really search for it.
Yeah, yeah, you have to be a little bit meticulous when you're picking the information, because like you said, there's a lot of misinformation, and if you stumble across the wrong one, a lot of the people end up marrying to their ideas. I say I'm not married to my ideas. My ideas are just my ideas, and tomorrow they could change. So that's how I
you're
see it.
you're ideologically polyamorous.
If you want to look at it that way.
Yeah.
All right, my friend Anthony. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for having this conversation with me. And I wish, I hope I can have another conversation with you in the near future. We
Never
can
just
definitely. I'll keep bugging you. And like I said, you ever want to have a conversation? Let me know. I know you're a busy gentleman, and we can schedule it. And like I said, I appreciate you, man. I really, really do. Thank you for your kind words for me. I really appreciate them.
you too, fam.
All right.
Have a blessed one.
Thank you. You too. And with that, my friends, I thank you for your time and patience in the learning process and having these wonderful conversations. My friend Anthony Powers, Power of the High Priest on Instagram. Check out his links. Have an amazing weekend. I can't even talk, but have an amazing weekend. Love and much, much love to everyone. Deuces.